All right, we have two things to cover today, the first of which is going to be the Dojo QOL Workshop Part 3. And then we also have the Star Chart Dojo Showcase for Autumn 2021. We're going to delve into the QOL first, and that's going to cover things like the basic and advanced decoration modes that they're adding. Also a change in UI, it just looks a bit more pretty. It also changes colors depending on your settings. And then we have the menu decoration preview, the Orbiter decoration scaling, that's a big one. And then the spawn pad, finally. Holy shit. But without further ado, let's delve into this. So earlier today, on November 4th, we got a video put out from the devs as well as a workshop post. The video showcased Reb trying her best to read a script and sounding like William Shatner.
We're also doing a quality of life pass on decorating. What we have now for decorate.
I'm also making a video on dojos. I can't. I'm sorry, Reb. I honestly don't get to say shit because in the old spawn control video, I said crayon hall like a dipshit, so I really don't get to say much. The workshop post though has it all laid out thanks to Helen. We'll just go in order. So basic mode versus advanced mode. Advanced mode is going to be what we've always known, even though it doesn't really feel that advanced to us. It does to some people. The goal here is to not overwhelm newer decorators, and you'll be able to toggle between these two modes by pressing tab, or different options on different consoles, of course. But in basic mode, you literally only have the options to place, move, delete, duplicate, rotate, but only on one axis, by the way. So you only get X rotation, not Y or Z. And then scale. So you're not going to have constrained movement, you're not going to have surface snap, grid snap, or a lot of things that make your life a lot easier if you know how to use them correctly. It also has like a help menu, little tooltip window, but it literally just covers camera movement, capacity, and then directs you to the advanced mode. Like, I understand that it's meant for basic stuff, and it's not meant to overwhelm people, but that is just an insanely simple tooltip. I hope it's more than that. I don't know. We'll kind of have to see, but I don't know. We also have a glance at the UI between the two options. Obviously the UI is different, they've touched it up, but you can see just how simple it is in comparison. Billboard facing has been renamed to camera facing, and then I can't tell if they've actually changed the controls for scaling. Obviously R is still the same. If you want to hold R and drag your mouse, that works. But the numpad plus and minus used to be a function as well, but now it says C and V, and I have no clue if that's a permanent change or not, or if that's just someone's particular chosen keys that they bound. I'm gonna gloss over this, but they did change the control bindings on all consoles. PC didn't really change, but they have infographics for each respective console. Now for the neat new stuff, the first of which is the rotation decoration previews. Imagine the Skyrim menu, but now with decorations, which I think is fucking fantastic. This is going to be an amazing tool once they get it for dojo decorations. Presently, it can only be used on personal Orbiter decor. So when this hits the dojo, this is going to make people so very happy. And I can only imagine the Switch community is about ready to shit their pants over this, because for people who don't know, when a Switch player pulls up the decoration list in the decoration menu, they don't get to see image previews of anything. There's a bug right now, and it has yet to be fixed. And so if a Switch player pulls up the menu, they don't see shit. But with this, they may actually have hope for the future. So I can imagine this is where that came from. But the next thing that they gave is pretty huge, and this is personal decorations can now scale. So Orbiter decorations, you can make them big now. Now, I'm not saying that you can make them huge, and I've seen some people that were, kind of griping about this. They're like, well, you can't even make it this big, because, I was looking at the posts and the video, but I'd also like to remind you that this is decoration we're talking about. So, in case any of you have forgotten, coolant falls can scale larger than the sun. We don't even need to fight the sentients. We can just eject coolant falls at them, and that will end the new war. So if you're worried about that, don't. Because yeah, obviously some decorations aren't going to be able to scale that big from the orbiter, but another one will devour the universe, so we're good. But I am extremely excited to see what this does for orbiter decoration, simply because the biggest hangup for me at least was that orbiter decoration capacity was just shit, and then paired with the plat costs, like it just wasn't appealing. You had to buy decorations, but you had to buy more decorations to cover more area because you couldn't scale the decorations, and it just turned into this recursive dick suck plat buying scheme, and I just couldn't stand it. Granted, it is still a plat buying scheme, so I think we're gonna start seeing a lot cooler stuff in the orbiter now that this is going to be a thing. And lastly, we'll talk about the spawn pad, aka the arrival gate, aka the spawn wafer. About a year ago, I don't know how many of you remember this video.
And then lastly, what we're going to talk about is just something that I wish they would add, and that is a custom spawn point. So you don't have to do a weird workaround like this. I just wish that maybe they could add in a decoration that you could place one per room that doesn't take any capacity. That would be like a spawn plate, and it would just determine where you spawn for that room if you wanted it to be your spawn room, and that would allow.
Anyways, it's finally a thing. Holy shit. It looks like it is a decoration, kind of like the teleporter, meaning it can be placed, and if it can be placed, it can be clipped. Meaning that you're going to be able to put this wherever you want. If you want to troll people, if you want to put it outside a wall and troll the shit out of people, that's okay. That's your right. Nobody loves you. If you want to put it in your Firelink shrine, you can absolutely do that. If you want to put it in your cathedral, you absolutely can. I would imagine that there are some rooms that just don't qualify for being spawnable, though. Simply because, like, the Tenno lab, that piece of shit is so tiny, it doesn't matter how well you decorate it. Like, there's no reason to spawn in there. But I would imagine everything else is fair game. This is speculation, though. I seriously doubt it, but there's like a fraction of a possibility that they only made the spawn rooms spawnable with the spawn pad, which would defeat the purpose, but I legitimately doubt that. The other thing to mention with this is that, given that they're making spawn pads, it is the assumption that they have killed the Railjack spawn bug as well. Because if they added this, but still had the Railjack spawn bug, there really wouldn't be a point. So I don't think I'm wrong on this. But if it's come to this and they've added it in, the Railjack spawn bug is dead. So thank God, because I don't know about you guys, but I have experienced it from both ends. That sounds wrong. But I hate that bug. And then lastly, let's talk about the Star Chart Dojo Showcase for autumn 2021. Just a general reminder that this is the Star Chart Dojo Showcase, no longer the featured dojo contest. If you're familiar with the latter but not the former, just a TLDR would be the Star Chart Dojo Showcase took over and has 2 brackets now instead of 1. The old bracket is relatively the same, except you can only submit 10 pictures now. You can still submit a video if you'd like. It has to be 3 minutes, of course. And then the All-Stars bracket has the same submission criteria, except you have to be a winner of any of the prior contests in order to be qualified for that. You don't have to pick which bracket you submit for. You can just put up your entry and then they'll take care of it for you. But there is only one winner on any given platform, and they are featured for the entire 3-month rotation of a contest. They don't get any extra resources or anything fancy like that, but they do get a reskinned purple trophy. It's not amazing looking, honestly. It's kind of a letdown. And unfortunately, on the star chart, they don't get hoisted up, which confused the hell out of me, honestly, because what's the point of being featured all 3 months if it's in obscurity and no one can tell you apart from the rest? So I guess you just get to hold your purple reskin trophy at night? I don't know. But that's how that goes. The contest submissions end Thursday, November 18th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, and then they will announce the winners on November 25th, the following Thursday, on prime time. That pretty much wraps this up, though. However, if any of you have questions or concerns about the coming content, or just thoughts or observations of your own, go ahead and comment down below and let me know. If you are someone who is completely new to decoration, have no clue what the fuck we were talking about for the most part, please check out my guides, and I will explain to you quite literally everything you need to know.